Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. I want to thank you so much all for being here this morning. We know and are clear about your significant commitment to joining us in the work that we all have to do to improve the quality of employment and training and opportunity here in the District of Columbia. And so we're incredibly grateful for the work that you all do every day and as a part of this board to get us on the right track. Of course, I want to thank Josh for the great work that he has done in the absence of a chair, and certainly even before in helping to do this work and get our folks on the pathway to the middle class. I want to, for those of you who don't know, and I'm sure many of you do as I've met you all, I'm Courtney Snowden, Deputy Mayor for Greater Economic Opportunity here in the District of Columbia. In April, I was appointed by Mayor Bowser to this office, which is focused on expanding job growth, small business development, and investments to DC's overlooked and underserved communities. My job is really about getting people on the pathway to the middle class through job creation, training, and workforce development. Since day one, my team and I have concentrated on workforce development and job training, and today we continue that work with a renewed focus and a renewed commitment. I'm thrilled that with the help of the great minds in this room, we will continue to push ahead and we will get this on the right track. I'd first like to bring up my colleague, Deputy Mayor Brian Kenner. He and his team are working to ensure that development and job growth reach all 8 wards. He and I are both active WIC board members, and today he'll say a few words about how the mission of the WIC is critical to the economic development of today and tomorrow.
Seeing as how it's kind of a tight room, whatever you say there, I'll just stand up.
All right.
I'm sorry, we prefer you. Sorry.
No, not today.
I tried. Thank you, Deputy Mayor Snowden. Thank you again, WIC board members. I saw many of you all at the September retreat that we had. I know a few of you all from previous incarnations of work that our office does. Again, I am the Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development. I've actually been involved in DC government since 2009, and so I've seen lots of versions of this WIC board before. One of the things that I think I've said to you all before is that I think that it's fantastic that we've got some infrastructure already with this existing board, with this existing WIC staff. I remember, and many of you all probably also remember times when we did not have as much infrastructure. And so I think that making sure that we build upon many of those building blocks that we have is incredibly important. From my perspective, and the mayor tries to, I think sets a fantastic example for what we should be focused on. I've got 3 things that are literally written up on my board that I focus on, and they are affordable housing, increasing tax revenue for the District of Columbia, and jobs. And so this is squarely within the Deputy Mayor's purview and responsibility, and I look forward to working with Deputy Mayor Snowden. This is one of the few boards where you've actually got 2 deputy mayors that are focused on this issue, and so I think that this speaks to the importance of the WIC and the workforce development system that we have in the District of Columbia. So I thank you all very much for being here and look forward to contributing.
Thank you so much, Deputy Mayor. I now have the pleasure of introducing the woman who absolutely needs no introduction, a woman who has been laser focused on expanding prosperity to reach every single neighborhood in the District of Columbia. Please join me in welcoming our mayor, Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Thank you. Well, hello. Well, good morning, everybody. I am really happy to see you all here, and I am grateful for your willingness to serve your city and to really focus on the issues that are so important to all of us. And that's how we expand opportunity. The deputy mayors are indeed correct, and I want to thank Courtney for her leadership in this area especially, and I'm looking forward to all that we will do together to make sure we're creating jobs, training DC residents for jobs, getting DC residents in good paying jobs so DC residents can live in DC. How about that? Sounds like a good plan? Okay. So there are so many of you that I know have been doing this work long and hard and are really looking forward to how we can set a new course, a course that leads to success in what we're doing. And I think everybody knows how I feel about job training for job training's sake. I don't feel good about that at all. And I know you don't either. And so we want to make sure that we have effective programs that are leading to great jobs. So I want to thank you too, Jocelyn, for your wonderful work in leading the council so far this year. And I'm looking forward to working with all of you. I too want to recognize Andrew Rogers for his great work. Give Andrew a big round of applause. Not an easy space to work in, and we want to acknowledge the good work that you have done, and thank you for your service to the district, and certainly wish you well in all that you do. We know that the WIC plays a critical role in making sure our workforce system meets the needs of DC residents and employers. And quite frankly, we know that we have had fits and starts, not only with the WIC, but in the job training programs in the district in general. In fact, when I campaigned, I talked frequently about the now that I know it's at least $100 million that we spend each and every year on job training programs and putting people to work, and the many different agencies that are involved in putting that money out. And I actually have a meeting with Courtney and Deborah weekly to talk about it. And it is, sometimes people ask me about what has surprised me most about this job, and really getting a hold of where we are with workforce training and how we can connect the money that we spend to the results that we're getting, and how long that's taken to get our arms around it has been probably one of the most surprising things about our tenure so far. The first CAPS that we had, was it the first? No, it wasn't the first. Might have been the second. CAPS that we had was around workforce training programs, where we had a room that was almost this full. And we talked about how we could understand the work that our vendors were doing. And we learned then that we had to rethink even how we approached that discussion, who was at the table and how we would move forward. So we spent a lot of time drilling down on our programs and policies. We're identifying where we have inefficient and ineffective programs. We're strengthening our customer service at the Department of Employment Services, and we are recruiting heavily to make sure that all the good ideas, if there are good ideas someplace else, we want to figure out where they are and make sure we're putting them in place right here in the District of Columbia, which is important. We also are strengthening our relationships with our partners. I know you read in the Washington Post, and I probably already told you that we had a meeting at the Department of Labor. One of the first things I wanted to do, and not just with DOES, but all of our agencies where the federal government is involved somehow, I want to get off their list. I want to get out from under their court monitor. I want to do whatever we have to do to close cases where people are monitoring how our government works. And DOES has been on this list for too long, and we want to work with them to figure out how to get off that list. But nobody is going to deter me from our focus on young people up to the age of 24. Can you be with me on that? Okay, because we know one thing that I'm real clear about is that these young folks, they want to work. They don't have any idea how to get back on track in some cases. But if we can get to them and make sure that they're in effective programs that lead to good paying jobs, they can turn their lives around and really be productive members of our community. And that's what's so important to me. Now, we are serious about this Pathways to the Middle Class business, and that is why the Deputy Mayor for Greater Economic Opportunity exists. And in her portfolio was the Department of Employment Services, the Department of Small and Local Businesses, and the WIC. And so we have looked this year at the areas of our city where there are tremendous gaps in jobs and education and economic development. And those areas and those populations in our city will have our complete attention. So that is in a nutshell, where we are at this point. We know that we've spent some time, and there may be some additional appointments that we'll make to this board. I think we'll have additional appointments to this board. And one of the most significant appointments is going to be the new chairman of the WIC. And it was important to us that we had somebody who knew about creating jobs in the district, especially the jobs that are good paying jobs that will lead to sustainable the ability for people to sustain themselves right here in D.C. And I was pleased to look among the WIC members to make that appointment. And I do so now in appointing an entrepreneur in our city, Andy Shallal. Please join us. So Andy became one of my favorite business people when he opened Busboys and Poets in Ward 4. But that was after he had opened many Busboys and Poets and was able to look around D.C. To hire people to serve D.C. residents and teach them more than that about how to be business people in a very competitive space. So Andy, please greet the board.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I thought I became your favorite when I ran for mayor. That wasn't no? I want to thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to thank you very much. And I want to thank Deputy Mayor Snowden and Kenner and Vice Chair Josh Williams. I am really thrilled to be able to accept this challenge. After reading the front page of the Metro section of the Washington Post, I said, what the hell am I getting myself into? But it's, I'm really looking forward to work closely with the staff of the WIC as well as the board members to meet the mission and vision of this council. I think this is a unique body that represents all sectors of our community, the government, labor, and business. Our vision for the city, well, actually, it's my vision right now because we haven't voted on it, is to create a human-centric, work-ready workforce where every Washington, D.C. resident is empowered to discover and explore their fullest potential, where every employee will live and work in dignity, and where government, business, and labor will conspire toward a more equitable city. As council chair, I'll work with all stakeholders and the entire council to ensure that we regain the confidence of the Department of Labor to ensure that funding continues for the important work that this council is charged to do. It's quite disturbing to see federal funds go unused while the most vulnerable citizens are left languishing, unable to complete their GED training or improve their work readiness skills. I'm ready to move on this. We will also work with agencies across the district to identify and eliminate the barriers that keep people from finding and keeping a job. For too long, we've been placing people in jobs just to see them fail over and over again, thus losing their dignity and losing hope. We must think more broadly, more humanely, and we must be bold in our approach to solving these issues. This is not a time for tinkering. We have the resources, we just need the will. As a business person, I know the time to invest is now, when we can, not during an economic downturn when things get tight. We have to set goals and guidelines that are not only attainable and measurable, but ones that are lofty and inspirational. We must bolster funding for GED training, work with the schools and after-school programs to career-focused learning, use art and culture to help those who feel defeated, so they can reconnect with the community. Work with businesses to set up apprenticeships and innovative on-the-job training academies and continue to identify and remove other barriers that keep people from reaching their full human potential. In the months ahead, I look forward to conspire with each and every one of you to ensure that DC will become a model city for equitable workforce development. I want to thank all of you, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Andy. We are so excited to work with you. And thank you so much again for being here today. I think I'll turn it back over to Andrew.